Hey guys, DJ Dr. Doodles here, coming at you with my own grime art tutorial. So hit that subscribe button and stick around because I'm about to tell you how I lay down the grime in Procreate. Welcome to my grime art tutorial, where I'm going to show you how I create grime art on the iPad using Procreate. I'm actually fairly new to creating grime art myself. I've been aware of the style, like I've seen it on the internet, but didn't realize this is what people called it. After coming across a couple grime art tutorials on a couple other artists' channels and trying my own hand at it, I instantly fell in love with this style. For me personally, I find it fun and almost therapeutic drawing on people's photos. It sort of reminds me of being a kid, drawing on the TV Guide or other magazines around the house when I was bored or waiting around for something. You know, like making eye patches, blacking out teeth on the people that were on the cover. So because I found myself having so much fun with this style, I decided that the internet needed yet another grime art tutorial on YouTube. I've seen some tutorials done in Photoshop and Illustrator, but not any in Procreate, though I'm sure there are plenty out there. But before I could begin my own tutorial, I had to find more photos of people to grime and get my hands dirty, so to speak. So I set out to find some subjects on my Instagram account. So I grimed a photo of the music artist Grimes and posted it to my feed with a call to action. The first 5 people to hit me up with a photo of themselves for me to grime were gonna make it into this tutorial video with a shout out, of course. That brings us to the here and now, recording this video. Today, I'll be taking the photo that Emily sent me to use as the example for today's tutorial. I wanted to keep this tutorial as simple and basic to the style as possible, and I felt that the photo that Emily sent me was going to be the easiest to go over and grime on camera. Now off camera, I've already grimed the other photo submissions so that I could get a bit more practice before I attempted to show others how to do this. Those completed images will be dropping at the end of the tutorial, so don't despair. So to start off with, you're gonna need an iPad with the Procreate app by Savage Interactive. And for the purpose of this tutorial, I will be using my Apple Pencil. So if you've got an iPad that works with the Apple Pencil, that would be to your benefit. That's right, I'm lazy. I'm not going to draw with my finger or try to use a cursor like I've seen some of the more talented artists do. That being said, in all seriousness, I absolutely love my Apple Pencil and the Procreate app for that matter. I really wish I had access to this sort of technology years ago.
Even better, we got them when we're 40.
Anyway, let's get to the tutorial. We're going to open up a new blank canvas in Procreate. I've kept mine square because I plan on posting this to Instagram later. So we're going to insert a photo, find our photo, select it, and voila. Now we're going to want to adjust the photo so that it fits nicely onto our canvas. Once that's done, we can get down to business. You're going to want to create a new layer and call it something like ink or outline or some combo of the two. Select your drawing tool. I go with ink and then the technical pen. You can test out the different pens to see what you like the best, and also test out the size points real quick before you start, just to make sure you're satisfied with the line thickness. Everyone has, a different opinion on how thick these lines should be for grime art. Find the point size that you like, and then you're ready to start outlining the face. Start with the side of the face or hairlines, whatever is most comfortable for you. But as you go down the side of the face to the chin, draw some drip outlines, as if the skin itself is dripping off the jawline. Go ahead and speed through the rest of this outline biz, then we'll catch up to the grimy details. Outline of the face complete, we can go in and start adding our grime lines, basically making it look like the subject's face is melting. I like to start around the eyes, making these sunken in bags under the eyes. Then a dripping outline of grime coming down from the bags. Emily's face, I'm going to go ahead and add some of her lashes back in here as well. Now we can start adding our grime lines to the forehead. There are a few different lines you can make. I really like the 2 and 3 drip lines, but the 1 drip lines are just as important. They're good to mix it up as well, and to fill in smaller spaces on the face. So I'm going to jump back into fast forward mode, and we'll catch up when we're ready to add our base color. Alright, now that we've got those grimy drip drips added, it's time to add a new layer. I usually title this layer color base or color flats. Then I make sure that the flats layer is behind the outline layer. Now you're going to want to choose your base color. I like to keep them bright, like blues, pinks, and greens, even orange. With Emily, I'm going to go with a lighter, more red-based pink. Once you've selected your color, it would be wise to save your color to the custom palettes, just in case you need to go back later and do some touching up to this layer. And with that, we basically go in and start coloring in the face like so. Fun, right? Yeah, let's speed it up. Color laid down, it's time to go back to the color selector and choose a color that's just a bit lighter. Not forgetting to save our selection in the custom color palette. And with this lighter color, we're going to go in and fill in the lips. Darker than the main color to add some color depth to the next level underneath the eyes. Color up and over the lines that I made for the sunken in section around the eyes. that, we're going to select an even darker shade to go back and fill in those bags under the eyes and the sunken in eye sockets. Just wanted to take a quick second to tell you about my shop over on Teespring. There's only a couple designs up at the moment, but new designs are coming soon, so check out the link in the description below. I almost forgot about the eyes. For the eyes, I like to go in and white the eyeballs out. Gives that nice, lifeless feeling the zombies have. I mean, that's basically what grime art is, isn't it? Turning people into zombies? At this point, I like to go back in and do some touching up to the black lines and make sure I've got all the drips hanging off the face colored in with my base color. Sometimes it helps to hide the photo layer to make sure all your black lines are connected and as smooth as you like them. Removing the photo background can also make it easier to see where you miss spots while coloring in the base color. Once everything is touched up and looking good, go ahead and bring that photo layer back. Then we're going to make a new layer just above the color flats and call it shading or shadows. I will usually go back and select the next darker color from the base that I saved in my color palette to go in and add shadows underneath each drip on the face. I will also usually go around the hairline as well with the darker color to help the face pop a little more. Now with each darker color that I go around the eyes, I will choose the next darker color in the palette for the shading of that color. Once I reach the darkest parts around the eyes, I'll need to go select a new, even darker color from the color selector to add my shadows to the sockets. Now, I didn't like how the shadows of the outer eye drips were the same color as those drips themselves, so I went back over with the next darkest color from the palette to give more contrast to the eye drips, helping those eye drips kind of pop out and stand out more. Once all the shading and shadows are complete, we're going to want to add one more layer just above the shadow layer, this time for the highlights. So that's what I'm going to call it, highlights. So with the color highlights, we're going to do the opposite of what we did with the shadows. I'm going to start with the darkest parts around the eyes and actually use my color base as the color that I use for the highlights of the socket. From there, we'll move up to the color used on her lips to make the highlights for our outer eye drips. Then, we're going to pick a new, even lighter color to add our highlights to the drips across her face. Once those are done, we're going to go even lighter, pretty much white, to highlight her lips. And with that, we're pretty much done. You may see some things that you want to go back over and touch up. I know I always do. Maybe some highlights to the right side of the face, or whichever side you decide that the light source is coming from. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I felt like some of my lines could have been a little smoother, but I was trying to go through this as quickly as I could for the purpose of a tutorial. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to those of you wanting to make your own grime art, and hopefully will inspire those that have never heard of it before to give grime art a try themselves. If you enjoyed this video, please slap that like button as well as subscribe to this channel, not forgetting to click the notification bell for more art-based videos and possibly more tutorial videos in the near future. In fact, comment down below if this was helpful to you at all, and also let me know if you think I should try my hand at some other tutorial style videos. Now before I go, let's check out some other followers that sent me their photos to grime up in this tutorial. Let's get ready for the shoutouts. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make, and I hope to do it again. Until next time, I've been DJ Dr. Doodles.